That's it! Enough of the pickles! Enough of the pickles! I can't take the pickles any longer! No more. No more pickles. This is all your fault, Merg, and you will pay the price. Also, hello. It's been a while.
Hey everyone, hello! Hi everybody. So, I'm gonna try to stay quiet today. I've been trying to watch my voice. I have a live show in like 2 weeks, and so I'm really trying to take it easy on my voice. Hello everyone, hello! No more pickles! No more pickles! Hello Puyo Puyo! The light stick girl, hello! Hello everyone! Wow, there's so many people here! How many people are in chat? I don't look at my numbers. I don't have a way to see them. Hello everyone. Yum Cake. Hello. Hey, thank you so much on the congrats for 200K. But I should be thanking you guys because you're the ones who made it possible. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone. Thank you. We'll do a proper 200K celebration stream sometime after my concert. So please be a little patient on that one. 184 people. Wow. Hello! Wow. Cool. So, real quick, before we really get started, up above me is this banner for the Homunculus plush. So Limon is now a plush. Whoa! Already, thank you so much. Milo Murphy says, I love your music, Trickle. Have a good stream. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you for the donation as well. Have a good stream. I hope that doesn't refer to using the bathroom. Oh wait, no, duh, we're talking about the live stream. Anyway, above me, this banner is for the Homunculus plushie. It's only available for like 2 more weeks just about. It's only available until October 23rd. So if you're interested in getting your own, the link is down in the description below. And yeah, it's super great. I've got one myself, and I've been throwing them around everywhere. I posted some videos and some pictures of me taking him to the gym to try to get buff. I don't really know why he wants to get buff. But Limon is trying his best to get shredded. I think it's so he can take revenge on everyone wanting to put him in the blender, so. But hey, you pay money for him, you can put him in the blender if you want to. To fight back. So yeah, if anybody winds up, I'm trying to hit a goal of 500 cells, 500 plushie cells. We're like 267 cells so far. But if we can make it all the way, that'd be awesome. But for everyone who for everyone who buys one, just let me know in the chat, and I've got a little surprise. I've got a little surprise to celebrate for each one that we sell. Sell. S-E-L-L. Sorry. Ducky says, Trickle fans assemble! The shower trickle with donos! Thank you so much, dude. Thank you, Ducky. Thank you. The Insane One says, pretty early in the stream to be losing your mind, Trickle. Hey, it's not my fault I'm losing my mind. It's you guys' fault. But thank you so much. Thank you.
Please, he had no mind to lose to begin with. This man is an utter fool. I mean, really. Who does he think he is? He's always acting like...
Okay. We're not gonna get into an argument first thing in the stream. I love ads! Says Zion. There's this feature that YouTube's doing where it's like they're doing automated ads. So I'm sorry if some of these ads are poorly placed. It's not in my control. Hello, thank you so much. The God of the Sun says the Homunculus plushie will be back in the future. I don't really know. I'm not sure how that works. This specific design is partnered with Makeship, and I'm not really sure if they do reruns. But as far as I understand, no, they don't. Especially not that I know of, at least for this one, that are, like, any reruns for this are planned. It would be cool, but I really don't know. So really, it's a get it while you can type of deal. I am working on some other plushies though for Trickle and Shoku, but those will be like next year. So as far as Limon, I think it's a now or never type thing, at least as far as I know. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Thank you. 日本語少しはい少し日本語はごめんなさい. If you're looking for more songs to cover, how are they going contraption? Oh, I've heard that. Dude, Nezu did the video for that. So Nezu did the music video for Harley Quinn Contraption, and he did the music video for Omamori. So it's so cool to see him be able to work with such huge artists like that. That's awesome. But anyway, we'll do just a few more minutes of just chatting, but we are going to be focusing on mixing my next cover for this stream. So I want to show you guys my secrets. So some of my the secret sauce. I want to show you guys some of the secrets that I have for mixing. Just things that I've learned along the way. But real quick. So the secret side of me, the sussy side of me, I never let them see. Anyway, I'm sorry. I have. Let's see. My method for mixing is, well, it's after years of finding plugins that I really like, right? So some of these are like paid for plugins, but if you guys want, I can. After we kind of get like a good sound going with the plugins that are like the expensive plugins, right? I can do like a quote unquote cheap or free version of the mixdown if you guys would like to see that as well. So will you guys please stop talking about kissing? That is so freaking weird. No, no. My lips only belong to Zion. Oh, I mean, I'm joking. I only said that because he's in chat. Anyway. Rex Tangle says, $10 donation. Thank you so much, Rex. Thank you. And thank you for the awesome lemon emoji. Thank you. Oh, wait, there's another. Okay, the God of the Sun says, by the way, I really love your voice. I love being in the Patreon, listening to the acapella songs, and enjoying the songs before they come out. I love you! Hey, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sun God. I'm really moved. I'm really honored for that, by that. Thank you. It's really funny. I feel like as my voice is getting stronger at singing, as I'm learning to sing, I feel like my voice is like aging backwards. So hopefully I don't turn into like a fetus within the next 2 years. I thought, bro thinks he's Mothy. Yeah, well, that's how Mothy did his mixing stream, where it was like a cheap version or a free version and a paid for version. So it's like, that's a really considerate idea, honestly. So anyway, we can cross that bridge when we get there, though. I didn't know I was a ghost. Alright, guys. Is this tough in the ghost town? Is what tough? Oh, my voice. No, it's not tough. It's not tough anywhere. I'm tired of being called a child everywhere I go. So no, it's not tough. Unfortunately, it's not tough.
What kind of fool would ever take Trickle for being tough? That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. He couldn't even break a clothespin in half if he tried his hardest. I mean, I really have to go through mental gymnastics just to get him to let me eat a Yami when they deserve it. To be fair, they deserve it. We made an agreement, and he still tries to be difficult.
Okay, I'm not. Look, eating people is just wrong. Like, it's wrong.
Yeah, but if they're Yami, look. We beat them, I eat them. It's that simple.
It's not really that simple. There's nuance to those kind of situations, okay? I'm getting distracted. Sorry, guys. So, let me know. Are we all ready to move on to the mixing segment? Or are we wanting to chat a little longer? Oh, wait, Omori, thank you so much for the donation. He said, hi, Trickle, hi, Shoku.
Talk about some respect. Thank you very much. Hello.
You and your covers make me happy. Go buy you and Iki something nice. Thank you so much. Thank you, I will. Thank you. Wow. You guys are going crazy. Trickle is so tough, Rex. No, thank you. Thank you. That is not worth donating to, bro. That is just like a nothing comment. I'm sorry. Thank you, though. Thank you so much. Yuki says, Trickle, hi. I'm a huge fan, and I love the song Static, Butcher Vanity, and In the Back Room. Please continue making incredible music. Thank you so much, Yuki. But those are all covers. Those are not my songs that I made. Those are just covers. But thank you so much. I'll continue to do my best with everything that I do. I'm working on a lot of original songs, and next year, oh man, well, I've got some really big news, but you're gonna have to wait a few more weeks to hear from it. I'm signing some contracts and stuff right now, so big moves coming and big news coming, and next year is gonna be a huge year for my productivity. So yeah, Zion, I'm planning on testing out the parallel distortion that you were telling me about. As it goes. I do not know the song Secret House. The Insane guys, you gotta stop donating so I can move on to the mixing segment. Insane One says, question two for Shochan.
My name is not Shochan. It's Shoku, god of the army, rightful heir of Sakasha's throne. Anyway, what was that about making a deal with Trickle? I would be interested in hearing the details. So I made a deal with Trickle that any nefarious Yami, and I say that with loose quotes, that we conquer, I have the right to consume them and steal their energy. So, that's the deal.
Yeah, it's a deal I'm not super proud of, but it's one made out of necessity, okay? He's got to eat, and he's got to power up, so... you can find out more about that stuff when the novel drops in 1,000 years. I swear I've been working on this novel, but I've just had so many things going on, and especially with this contract that I was mentioning a moment ago. Big things going on behind the scenes, but it's all going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it. Austin JJK says, I bet Trickle won't notice this. Well, I bet you're wrong. All right, guys. Are you ready to... Should we move on to the mixing? Can we skip to the good part? All right. Well, here we go. Okay. Oh man, that's a lot of stuff to look at. Let me move this over here. Clean this up a little bit. Sorry. Okay. Sorry. It feels a little crowded. Man, maybe the chat's a little too big. Does things look crowded to you guys too? Do things look crowded to you? I'll bring like that. Well, maybe like this? No, you need to see over there. Anyway, sorry. Sorry. Actually, what if I do this? Put you guys up there. Woo! And I come over here. That'll be good. There. That's better. And then maybe I can put this guy down here. Yeah, that looks better, I think. Cool. I'll put this guy. Ah! Don't manhandle me. Don't manhandle me. I'll put him actually down here. There's nothing really important going on down there. The lemon plush sensor bar is crazy. All right. So, let's begin. I'm going to put you guys kind of behind me a little bit too, like that. That looks cool. What do you guys prefer? Do you prefer being able to see the chat like this, or should I put it over here? Maybe I'm worrying too much about it. Ah, well. It'll be fine as it is. Okay, so, first of all, our song that we're covering is Iris Out. Iris Out! From Kinchi Yonezu. This is for Chainsaw Man Reize arc, the movie. I heard this song and I just absolutely fell in love. I liked it more than Kickback even, so it is a absolute pleasure to have recorded this. So someone mentioned a moment ago about the vocal tracks being a lot. Well, actually you haven't seen anything yet because we're going to double all these tracks. So I'm going to show you guys, first of all, over here, let me remove these real quick. So over here, this is, again, this program is called Studio One. This is my preferred DAW. I really like Studio One because everything is easy to just drag and drop. It's not really difficult. Sorry, I just got distracted by someone talking about pants. By Merg talking about pants. Wait, what? What happened? What are you guys talking about me putting my pants on? I have pants on. And he's not my boyfriend. I didn't even pick up on that either. What? Okay, hold on. Put your pants on, Merg. Anyway, but will you notice this? Yes, Austin JJK, I noticed it all. Because
I could see everything.
all right, so let's see. First of all, first things first, let's just get started somewhere. This is Studio One. This is my preferred DAW. Over here in this area is the plugins, right? The plugins are what we use to make things sound good, right? So, for example, this is my plugin chain. Each one is turned off right now. So these are just raw vocals right now. Tell me if you can hear this.
Stop it, stop it, stop it. How are you so stupid? Screams a piece of me I lost along with my morality.
Can you hear that? Who sounds like Sonic? I don't sound like Sonic. Chris, you sound like Sonic. Okay, you can hear it? Well, it's a little quiet. Well, it's a little quiet right now. But, I haven't heard that song in a while. I love that song, though. It's probably like my second favorite auto song. Anyway, sorry. I'm getting distracted. You guys are getting me distracted. Oh my goodness. Okay, so here's the audio, the raw audio. When I record it, it looks like this, right? So we gotta get it to sound like this.
Stop it. How are you so stupid? Screams a piece of me I lost along with my morality.
And the first thing you're gonna wanna do to catch all these peaks, right? Well, this is the first thing you're gonna wanna do, but I'm just gonna show you some problems and the solution, right? The problem here is, look at this waveform. There's really, really big parts that are really noisy, and there's these really quiet parts, like these really small parts that are really quiet. Sorry guys, I need to, I'm talking really loudly. When I can't see you guys, and I just see chat, I start like screaming, and I can't help it, sorry. Anyway. So we see these big peaks, right? There's this difference in volume, right? There's a difference in the size of the waveform. So we need to find a way to level that out. And a good way to do that is, first of all, well, I don't want to confuse anyone. So I'll start from the beginning. So what I like to do first is, I like to add some EQ, right? Oh, Amiibo, thank you so much for the donation. You said Pickle. Hey, Pickle, have you ever heard of Rift of the Necrodancer? If so, what do you think of it? That sounds familiar. Rift of the it sounds familiar, but I don't have any experience with that. So I'm sorry, I can't give an opinion. Sorry about that. Anyway, I like to first do a little bit of EQ, right? Just to tame any kind of harsh frequencies in my vocals. So here I boost some of this high end up here, and then I cut out some of this low because I tend to be kind of close to my microphone, and so you get a little bit of like rumbliness. But this is going to be an easier EQ for you guys to recognize like what you're looking at. So let me delete these first. So playing just the isolated vocals, right? Let's hear. Let's see what this sounds like again.
Stop it. How are you so stupid? Stop it.
Okay, these are actually pretty clean. But what I like to do is roll off anywhere between like 80 hertz. So starting with 80 hertz, you want to roll that off. Because anything below 80 is just going to be like muddiness. It's going to muddy up your mix. It's going to be really noisy. And your song isn't going to sound as good as it can. So you really want to cut out some of that low end so that way you have your vocals that just cut through the mix a little bit better, right? Let's see here.
Caught in your delusion.
Let me skip to the... I'm going to skip to the chorus over here because it's got a little bit more energy, right? Let's see here.
Now I don't know what these feelings are. Don't know anything anymore.
So what I like to do is, first after making this preferred cut to wherever I like, and it's pretty easy to find out, right?
Don't know what these feelings are. Don't know.
I see that my voice, my low end, tends to start to roll off around 200 hertz, right? So that's a little far. don't think that just because your voice starts to drop off here that you should roll off that much, because there's a lot of body that's felt within these lower region, right? So you're gonna want to, like, I would say no more really typically than like 100. It's probably good. Anyway, so now I like to do this thing called a sweep, right? Where I'll just take a band and I'll boost it and I'll sweep around like this. I'll sweep around like this until I find a problem frequency, right? So.
These feelings are no anything anymore. Oh, you're lovely, nothing's but.
Oh, right there, you can hear something. So you'll hear that distortion where it's like. It sounds like I'm speaking through like a microphone. That's a lot of energy there that we need to cut out, right?
Things bubble up into my.
Oh, the plugin isn't. Oh no, the plugin interface isn't. Hold on. I can fix this. I'm sorry, guys. I've been showing you guys these plugins and you weren't even able to see it. I'm sorry. One second. One second. Display capture. Okay, that's not working. 1 second, guys. I'm sorry. I didn't realize you couldn't see that. So let me fix that real quick. Let me fix this. It should be display capture. So why is it not working? Excuse me. Hello? Okay, this is weird. For some reason, the display capture isn't working. 1 second, guys. No. It's not that I'm tech illiterate. It's just that it's actually not working. It's actually not working. It's not my fault this time, I swear. So I go to OBS and then I go to display capture, and it should just be capturing my whole display. Capture method. Yeah, neither of the capture methods work either. Oh, found it out. Sorry. I got it. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, let me fix this. Figured it out. There's a little button down below it that I didn't see. But I see it now, so it's all fixed. Can you see this? Yeah, you can see that. Great. Okay. So, what I'm doing now, so this is the roll-off that I told you about. Roll-off about 80 hertz, right?
To my throat. Now I don't know what these feelings
right in there. Looks about good.
Anything anymore. Oh, you're lovely, nothing's but.
Okay, and now, we're gonna do the sweep and listen to where it sounds like I'm speaking through like a megaphone. It'll sound like this. It'll sound really distorted, right? So.
These bubble up into my throat. Now I don't know what these feelings are. Don't know.
Right there? Right there. Do you hear that?
No, anything anymore. Oh, you're lovely.
Just distorted. It's getting really distorted. So we're just gonna cut out maybe like 2 decibels for now, just to be able to hear, right? Just to remember where that is. We can fine tune it in a moment. So now, starting from here. Oh, this song is "Iris Out" by Kenshi Yonezu. So.
Lovely, nothing's bubble up into my throat.
There's another spot here.
Throat. Now I
bubble up into. Did you hear how bubble up into my throat? The bubble up, ba-da, was really distorted.
I don't know what these.
Don't know was also distorted.
What these feelings are. Don't know anything anymore. Oh, you're lovely.
More. It's coming out on that more.
Lovely, nothing's bubble up into my throat. Now
So we're gonna cut this down as well. I'm just gonna do 2 decibels now, just so I can remember where these spots are.
Now I don't know what these feelings are. Don't know anything anymore. Oh, you're lovely, nothing's bubble up into my throat.
Oh yeah, there's a big one there. So there's another spot there, and that's a pretty wide band. Amiibo says, could you please cover Iris Out? I think you do it very well. That's what this is. That's what this song is. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'll consider it. I will consider it. All right. So now we're going to zoom in a little bit and look at these frequencies a bit more closely, right?
No, what these feelings are, don't know anything anymore. All your lovely nothings bubble up into my throat. Now I don't know what these feelings are, don't know anything anymore. All your lovely nothings bubble up into my throat. Now
All right, that's pretty clean. I like how that sounds. So remember, we started this because of this issue right here. All these peaks. And I've got it like super gained right now so you can hear it. But you see how these inconsistent peaks right here? You've got these quiet parts, and then these loud parts, and then these quiet parts, and then these loud... That's because the voice is a very dynamic instrument. It's not consistent. You'll have a lot of dynamic range. You've got some quiet parts, and then you've got some loud parts, which is a part of speaking. It's part of having a voice. So we're gonna try to level all of that out and have it to be one consistent volume. Oh, hey, Nonsense! Thank you so much for the donation. You said, do you think you'd ever cover Jane Doe? It's a completely different vibe from Iris Out, but it's also very good. I don't think I will, because I'm ready to move forward with just... I have a lot of original songs that I want to make right now, and Iris Out was an exception because it was just quick and fun, and I really loved the song. But I'm really inspired right now, and I want to capitalize on that and make my own music. All right. So now, we've tamed some of these harsh frequencies, right?
I don't know what these feelings are, don't know.
We've tamed some of these harsh frequencies. So now what we're going to do is the fun part. We're going to do what's called compression. Now I've got this really, really great compressor. It's called the Purple Audio MC77. I love this compressor. It's just, it emulates this great analog classic sound, right? It's very similar to another compressor called the 1176, but we don't have to get into that right now. Purple? Yes, that is a Jujutsu Kaisen reference. But, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Did my stream just die? No, it didn't. Okay, sorry. Anyway. 1176 by Purple, yes. You can use any compressor you want. They all do about the same, but this one has a very nice texture that I like that comes from it. So I'm going to show you real quick. Let me just go ahead and bring these values down. So what we're going to do is we're going to first play with the input. Sorry, we're going to keep the output around 30, just pretty standard. Oh, sorry. Oh my gosh, Sion's texting me right now, but I didn't read what he said, so I don't know what he said. Anyway, we're going to start with the input down all the way, right? And so what we're going to be doing is we're going to start feeding the vocals in, right? So check this out.
What these feelings are, don't know anything anymore. All your lovely nothings bubble up into my throat.
So your input is how much of the incoming signal, which in this case is our voice, right? How much of my voice am I letting into the compressor? So as we bring this up, a good trick to do is, let's see, we're gonna just set it at 30 for now, right? Let's see here. So what I'm gonna do is I have my ratio here. 4:1 is very nice if you want smooth vocals. An 8:1 ratio is nice if you want a more aggressive sound, and a 12:1 is very nice if you want a really aggressive rock and roll sound, right? 67 mentions from now on as a timeout. No. Because we can go either 6 to 7 if we want. But real quick. Okay, side story about 67. Yesterday I was at the store. I was at a drive-thru, right? And there's this guy driving this really nice Honda Civic, and I was like, dude, it was like an old school, like a 90s model. It looked really cool. It was really clean. And I leaned out the window and I said, hey, dude, is that your Honda Civic? And he said, yeah, it's my Honda Civic. And I said, that's really nice. I really like it. It's in great quality, great condition. And he's like, thanks, bro. And I said, yeah, but I'd give it a 6 or a 7 out of 10. And, I did the stupid hand thing. And he said, right on, man. Thank you so much. He said, that's what it's all about. So, sorry about that. Not 67, not funny, bro. Anyway. You're getting a talking to. I'm sorry. I don't want to be in trouble. Okay. Anyway, where was I? So we're going to adjust this input
Anything
until you see this little needle over here. You see that? This little needle over here. It's going to start bouncing, and I like to get it between like 5 and 7. Okay? No, not... Oh my gosh. I like to get it between 6 or 7, right? Now, I like to get it between 5 and 7 or 3 and 7. And this spot is a good dynamic range, okay?
anymore. Oh, you're lovely, nothing's bubble up into my throat. Now I don't know what these feelings are. Don't know anything anymore. Oh, you're lovely, nothing's
Okay.
bubble up into my throat. Now I
And you can adjust the your attack. That's how quickly your compressor is activating, and your release is how quickly it takes to let go. And every compressor is a little bit different. One second. One second. All right. I just made Zion a mod. Sorry. So what was I saying? Oh yeah. So this compressor specifically has a very fast attack and release. So I like to keep these all the way, boom, boom, just to the max, just because it sounds good on this specific compressor.
Now I don't know what these feelings are. Don't know anything anymore. Oh, you're lovely, nothing's bubble up into my
Okay, what's going on with this thing? 1 second.
into my throat. Now I don't know what these feelings are. Don't know
Okay.
anything anymore. Oh, you're lovely, nothing's bubble up into my
Sorry,
throat.
my
Now
this thing started like working weird. Anyway,
Now I don't know what these feelings are. Don't know anything
so basically what
anymore.
we're doing, we're getting all these, it's pinching down all of these waveforms, and it's making, I'm sorry, the chat is very distracting to me. I'm gonna put this away for just a second so I can focus on what I'm saying. So we're squashing down all these waveforms, we're getting them nice and even, and a good way to make sure that you're not doing it too much, right, is to do this.
I don't know what these feelings are.
So I've got the vocals in where I really like them, okay? Now, right here, I'm gonna bypass this plugin, and that's going to turn it off so we can hear, let's see,
I don't know what these
Before
feelings are. Don't know anything anymore.
and after.
Oh, you're lovely, nothing's bubble up into my throat. Now I don't know what these feelings are. Don't know anything anymore. Oh, you're lovely, nothing's bubble
So it doesn't add a whole bunch of extra volume, so it doesn't sound like this, right?
I don't know.
It's not super loud like that, but it's about a consistent volume as if I never even had this turned on, except now the thickness of our waveforms are equal, right? So it sounds really nice.
I don't know what these feelings are. Don't know
Really nice and
anything
consistent, okay? So now what I like to do is follow it up with a second compressor. This one is a very, very nice compressor. It's called the LA2A. The Latua. The LA2A. And you're going to want to go from EQ before you compress, typically, right? It's a stylistic thing, I guess. But before you do so, you're going to want to do an EQ before compressor because your compressor will pick up on a lot of that low end that we just cut out. And you don't want that to interfere with the compressor. So we cut out our low end and our problem frequencies, and then we set up our main compressor. And now the second compressor is going to kind of catch the peaks. It's going to level everything off. And it's going to make everything extra consistent. Okay?
anymore. Oh, you're lovely, nothing's
And for this one, I like to only let me make it bigger for you. I like to only cut out about 1 to 3 of reduction here. Because we did about 3 to 7 here. And so here I want to do about 1 to 3. I don't want to just super squash everything too bad. Okay, so let's see how this sounds.
bubble up into my throat. Now I
Okay.
don't know what these feelings
So the first thing you're going to want to do is do your gain knob, right?
anything anymore. Oh, you're lovely, nothing's
Okay.
bubble up into my throat.
Okay.
No.
So
Know what these feelings are. Don't know anything anymore.
I'm doing my bypass test. When I bypass it, it sounds a little bit quiet.
Now I don't know what these feelings are. Don't know anything anymore. Oh, you're lovely, nothing's bubble up.
That sounds a little bit loud, actually. So I'm going to just bring this down just a little bit, right? Does that make sense? So I'm bypassing this to try to get a consistent level as if I never even had the compressors on to begin with. That way we're not like just super boosting the volume. We want to keep everything back to our reference volume, which would be as if our reference volume is this without any compressors on it. But we're trying to get it all consistent. So now,
I don't know.
that's pretty consistent. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn up this peak reduction, and we're going to start cutting down the peaks, right? And our peaks are these. You see how this is really low and then this is big? This big one is our peak. Those are our peaks, the loudest part of the frequency. So I'm going to bring this down
What these feelings
until this needle, I'm going to move this up until this needle balances in between 1 to 3.
are done. No, anything anymore. All your lovely nothings bubble up into my throat. Now I don't.
I really don't want it going past 3
These feelings are done. No,
because I want the song to remain a very compressed but natural sound.
Anymore. All your lovely nothings bubble up into my throat. Now I don't
Yeah.
know what these feelings are done. No, anything anymore. All your
Okay, so that's great. That sounds great in terms of volume. So again, just a recap. We first do a EQ. We roll off our lows. Roll off those lows because those lows will muddy up your sound and they'll throw off the compressor. So after our EQ, we move to compression and we adjust our attack and release and our ratio to what we want it to be. And this depends on the genre or the sound that you're looking for. And then we just change the input and the output. We change the input until this needle is about 3 to 7, right? Like this.
up into my throat. Now I don't know what these feelings are. Don't know anything anymore.
We adjust it until we're happy. Earlier, before I put on the other compressor, though, I was happy with it here. And then you adjust your output. You want to make sure your output brings it back to the volume as it was before you put the compressor on. Because the compressor shouldn't be seen as something that's giving us more volume, but simply something that controls the average volume of the vocal itself. Does that all make sense? I'm going to check chat real quick. I'm going to check chat. Hey, Creepy, what's up? Wow. Thanks for stopping by. Okay. Thank you. Wow. That's crazy. So it makes sense. Okay, great. Well, moving on then. So moving on, after our 2 compressors, because remember, now it sounds great.
Now I don't know what these feelings are.
And just to check real quick, I'm gonna take everything off.
Now I don't know what these
That's before?
feelings are. Don't know anything anymore. All your
And that's
lovely
after.
nothings bubble up into my throat. Now I
So we're gonna listen to this once before and once after, and you can really hear. Let me bring the volume up though for you, and you can really hear. Let me bring the volume up real quick, and you can really hear what all is happening here. You can hear that the volume is becoming much more consistent and clean, right? And we haven't really done that much yet, but this is a big thing to do to it.
I don't know what these feelings are. Don't know anything anymore. All your lovely nothings bubble up into my throat.
So that's before, and this is after just EQ and a little compression, or a little EQ and compression.
Now I don't know what these feelings are. Don't know anything anymore. All your lovely nothings bubble up into my throat. Now
So here's a lot more consistent in volume. It's not getting like, all your lovely nothings bubble, and like bubble up into your, it's not, or bubble up into my throat. It's not getting like really quiet. It's staying pretty consistent. So moving forward, now here's one of my secret sauce plugins. Okay, I love this plugin. Absolutely adore this plugin. So this is JJP Vocals. Like every J-pop producer and J-rock producer that I know uses this thing. I picked this up from Mothy Mothy's live stream. Mothy uses this, and who said Mothy plugin? Yep, you know. So this is an incredible, powerful plugin, right? So the way you use it is the sensitivity knob here will adjust how much of it is affecting your vocals, right?
Now I don't know what these feelings are. Don't know anything anymore.
And you really want that sensitivity. The light should not be green, but I like to go for the yellow. Once it starts turning yellow, it's this really, really nice texture to it that I personally like, okay? So
all your lovely nothings bubble up into my throat.
So right there we got
now
some yellow.
I don't know what these feelings are. Don't know anything anymore. All your lovely
I like to bounce between a little bit of green and yellow. That way it's not overly distorting anything. Very, very nice sound comes from that. Now these little knobs here, right? Let's turn on the magic knob. this magic knob gives it a very modern pop sound, that really sizzly high end that we like, right? So check this out.
Nothing's bubble
So this is without magic.
up into my throat.
And now listen,
Now
listen as I raise this bar.
No, what these feelings are, no, anything anymore. Oh, you're lovely, nothing's bubble up into my throat.
You can hear it add some high end sizzle. Bubble up into my throat. It's very nice, but use it as needed. We're making a mistake right now, and we're mixing without the instrumental. I'm just doing this so I can show you the basics. I'm showing you the fundamentals, right? But as you're listening to the instrumental, adjust something like this with taste. You don't want to go crazy, because then your vocals will become very, very harsh and brittle, and no one likes that. You can hear on a lot of like self-produced like rappers and stuff. You'll hear it's very typically with the rap vocals, you'll notice it because they're typically dry and up front. But you'll hear they sound really just sizzly and harsh and thin, like really brittle. And it's an aggressive sound. It's a very harsh sound on the ear. So be careful. It's really easy to do that. It's really easy to fall into that trap, and I did it for a long time, because that high-end stuff excites your ears and it sounds good, but it only sounds good for so long. So be careful with that.
Now I don't know what these feelings are, don't know anything.
So yeah, that's a really nice plugin, I think, there.
Anything anymore. Oh, you're lovely, nothing's bubble up into my throat. Now I don't know what
Now I'm doing the bypass trick again to make sure, because this is our main volume, right?
what these feelings are, don't know anything
So I'm doing that
anymore.
bypass trick to make sure that my volume is still consistent.
Now I don't know what these feelings are, don't know anything anymore.
See, when I turn this plugin on, it gets a little too loud, so let me bring this down.
Anymore. Oh, you're lovely, nothing's bubble up into my throat.
There you go.
Now I don't know what these feelings are, don't know anything
Yeah,
anymore.
very nice, very nice. So just real quick, listen to the difference. Listen to the difference. Before everything,
Now I don't know what these feelings are, don't know anything anymore. Oh, you're lovely, nothing's
and then
bubble up
after
into
everything
my
so
throat.
far.
Now I don't know what these feelings are, don't know
Anything anymore. Oh, you're lovely, nothing's bubble up. Sorry.
into my throat.
Sorry, I started singing. You're trying to listen, sorry. But yeah, you can really hear a big difference there. So now we're going to get into a very fun part. This is saturation. This is the goat of all saturation plugins here. This is so good. I love this plugin. Fat Filter Saturn 2. Wonderful saturator. And what saturation does is it adds harmonics to your voice. And that's a fancy way of saying it adds some texture to your voice, right? Hey, Kaisix, what's up? What's up, Kaisix? Thank you for stopping by. Guys, Kaisix Walker is actually an absolute legend in this community. If you're not already following and checking out his stuff, please do yourself a favor and do so. It's just a wonderful guy. This man has been a blessing in my life. He's been just a great friend, and he's a wonderful producer, and he's a great director too. He's an incredibly musically gifted and VTuber, all things VTuber sphere gifted in that area too. He's a wonderful guy. So thanks for stopping by, dude. Sorry, I'm running out of water. I got another backup water. Backup water! Okay, so let's add some texture to this voice. For this song, I really liked this gentle saturation. I don't like to go too crazy with the saturation because it's easy to overdo it. You don't want to... Remember this, guys. If you remember anything, remember this. The secret to mixing, when it comes to texture work, like saturation and things, the secret is less is more. You don't want to overdo it. Be conservative with it. Don't overdo it. Unless you're going for a specific effect. Otherwise, you're going to really hurt your ears. You're going to tire yourself out, and you're going to tire your audience out. Less is more. Yeah, and it all builds up. So check this out. Just to show you guys some different, the effects of this, okay? Let's turn this up, way up.
No, anything anymore. Oh, you're lovely, nothing's bubble up into my throat.
Honestly, I think that sounds really cool. What does that sound like with the instrumental? 1 second. Oops. That was Kinchi's version, my bad. What does that sound like with the instrumental here?
No, what these feelings are, no, anything
Where is this? 1 second.
Now I don't know what these feelings are, no, anything anymore. Oh, you're lovely, nothing.
Yeah, that sounds kind of cool, actually, but we're not going to do that. That sounds pretty cool. But, Oh, yeah? Actually, that's a good idea, Zion. I don't know if I want to do that right now, though. I don't want to make things more confusing now that I'm thinking about it. We can come back to that later. But anyway, so you can hear just how brutal a saturator can be, right? So remember, less is more. This is with it less.
Now I don't know what these feelings are. Don't know anything anymore.
Add some nice crispiness to that top end, and some nice crispiness to the low end as well. Let me show you. There's different saturators as well. Let's just try a broken tube amp and see what that sounds like, right?
Oh, you're lovely, nothing's bubble up into my throat.
You hear how it really distorts the audio. I really like that one too. But anyway, we're gonna stick with this one for the cover.
Now I don't know what these feelings are. Don't know anything anymore. Oh,
Just to keep things simple. But actually, yeah, just to keep things simple, we'll stick there. So that's saturation. So far the chain of events, right, has been EQ, compressor, JJP vocals, which is basically a compressor and a bit of a saturator in one. That is totally optional though. You don't really need that. I just like that plugin. And then exciter, right? Saturation. So moving on, is de-essing. So whenever you sing into a microphone, you have these plosives, right? Plosives are like p, p's, t, t's, and s, s's. And you really want to get rid of these things because they're gonna really stick out of your mix and they're gonna fatigue your listener. It's gonna be like getting punched in the ear by when you're wearing your headphones, right? By the sound. Is it super expensive? This one came, so I'm actually using this suite called Plugin Alliance, but you can actually do the same thing with compressors, or you can try to alleviate it a little bit with EQ as well. There are cheap de-essers, and there are other methods of de-essing. Waves has a decent de-esser called Pro DS. This is how it looks. I mean, sorry, that's FabFilter. Waves has a decent one for like $30. What is the name of that? I can't remember the name of that plugin right now. Huh. Sorry, I can't remember the name. Is it de-esser? Yeah, I can't really remember the name of that plugin right now. Oh, here it is. Oh, just kidding. I straight up lied to you. Sorry. That's not it. Oh yeah, S's and T's are sibilants. Sorry, are sibilants, not plosives. P's and S's. Oh yeah, P's and B's. My bad. Not P's and S's. Duh. Yeah, plosives are something else. Sorry. This is for these are for sibilants. This is to get rid of sibilants, which is gonna cut through your mix. Sorry guys. Thanks for catching that. So we have this thing is just. There are really cheap ones and there are decent ones, and then there are other ways to do it. But I'm really bad with my ears really picking up on those things and cutting them out properly. Because I had surgery on my right ear when I was 5 years old, and it's kind of messes with my ability to hear higher frequencies in a bit. So I like to use this plugin. This is a very good one. This is a Lindell de-esser, which is it's emulating old school de-essing hardware, which is just like, it's so good. It's so perfect. So you're going to want to de-ess.
Now I don't know what these feelings are.
And this chart here is showing you how much of the signal is coming through and how much is being reduced.
I don't know anything anymore. Oh, you're lovely, nothing's bubble up into my throat.
So you can see where it's like yellow and stuff. That's where those S's are being picked up and pushed down. Also had surgery on his brain, so I'm super dumb. Low-key might be onto something. But yeah, you can just dial it in here. You know, what frequency do you want to target? This sibilance range tends to be around like 5 to 8K. So I had to put mine on like 6,000 because that's where mine was really coming through.
My throat. Now I don't know what these feelings are. Don't know anything anymore. Oh,
yeah, I won't spend too much time on this. I won't spend too much time on this because everyone's voice is especially different on this one, and it's such a small, finicky area. This is really nice though because you can just listen.
Oh, you're lovely, nothing's bubble up into my throat. Now
You can click this DS button, and you can just hear those S's. You can hear it cutting down. You can hear just what it's doing, right? Which is really nice.
I don't know what these feelings are. Don't know.
So yeah. There's a de-essing. So after this, don't worry guys. Are you guys tracking so far? Are you guys tracking so far? Am I moving too fast? Do I need to take a break? You're tracking? Take a break? We got it? Okay, this is cool. Okay, I'm going to keep going then until we get through this lead vocal, and then I'll take a break, and then we'll go to the harmonies. Okay? And then we'll get to the fun stuff after that. So, moving after the de-esser. So remember, so far we've done EQ, compression, this JJP vocal, which is totally optional. Well, all this is optional, but like this is just extra. This is extra. You don't really need that. Saturation, de-essing. And you want to put your de-essing a little bit further down the line like this, so that way you're catching the processed sound. That way you don't want to have like you're trying to cut off your S's too soon into the mix, and then they come back, right? It's totally valid to put multiple de-essers. You can put one at the beginning, one later, but for me at least, and that's probably because my microphone's really, really nice at least, I don't really have to do multiples. Just one's plenty for me. Someone says, do you have a cat? I wish I could have gotten one yesterday, but my roommate is allergic to indoor cats, so he told me about that. He told me he's allergic, so I was like, okay, we can't do that. But I actually prefer cats to dogs. I like them both, but man, I miss my cat so much. I used to have a little cat, and my mom just like randomly gave him away one day, and I never got to say bye. And I still think about that cat every day, so yeah, I love cats. I really want another one. Alright, moving on. So after all of that, just some more EQ. And it's just to clean up things, because we've done a lot of processing. We want to clean up the vocal, right? So it's just another roll off on the low end, around 80,000 or 80 hertz to maybe 90 hertz for me at least. And then just some more. Let me erase these. So we're gonna roll off the low end again, just to clean things up, right? And now we're gonna do that. Do you guys remember the sweep? Do you remember the sweep? So to sweep,
No.
we're gonna do this again.
No, anything anymore. Oh, you're lovely, nothing's bubble up into my throat.
Actually,
Now I don't know what these feelings are. Don't know anything anymore. Oh, you're lovely, nothing's bubble up into my throat. Now I don't know what these feelings are. Don't know anything anymore. Oh, you're lovely,
right there specifically.
lovely, nothing's bubble up into
So we're gonna bring that down.
my throat. Now I don't know what these feelings are. Don't know
Right there's another one.
anything anymore. Oh, you're lovely, nothing's bubble up into my throat.
Ooh, big one
Now
there.
I don't
Again.
know what these feelings.
My voice tends to have, in the 300 hertz range, a lot of buildup there. Those frequencies go hard. So you should keep them boosted. Great advice, Tundra. Thank you. So you're going to really want to be pretty surgical with this, though. You really want to find those specific frequencies because you don't want to cut out too much, and then all of a sudden you're left with a thin vocal, and it sounds bad.
Feelings are don't know anything anymore. Oh, you're know what these feelings are.
This is a really nice tool to where you can solo the frequency.
To my throat. Now I anything
All right.
anymore. Oh, you're lovely. Nothing's bubble up into my throat. Now
That's pretty
I
dialed
don't
in.
know what these feelings are. Don't know
I'm going to just
anything anymore.
move about, let's see, 3 decibels here. Dude,
Anymore. Oh, you're lovely. Nothing's bubble up into my throat.
gonna move
Now
about,
I don't know what these feelings are. Don't know anything anymore. Oh, you're lovely. Nothing.
there we go. So I'm bringing that down. So what I just did, again, we're just doing a little bit more cleanup, right? We've done a lot of work, we've done a lot of saturation, we've done a lot of texture to the vocals, so now we're just going to clean it up a bit, right? Ooh. Okay. Sorry, I've got distracted by chat again. I'll return to chat in a moment. We're almost through the end of this. So the next tool is super duper powerful. It's a multi-band compressor. So what this does is you can set these different regions to react in real time to your vocals, right? If you want a warmer, more intimate sound, boost lower frequencies that don't sound bad, or physically move closer to the mic. Yeah, that's a good note there, Zion. If you guys want a more warm sound, just boost like right in here, right? Like this isn't a problem frequency, but we can boost this.
Nothing's bubble up into my throat.
And it's gonna bring out some of that nice warm frequency again.
Now I don't know what these feelings are. Don't know
Without
anything anymore. Oh, you're lovely.
and
Nothing's
with.
bubble up into my throat.
So it's pretty subtle, but remember, subtle is good. So that's again a preference thing. For a song like this, I think that more warmth would actually be pretty good. So yeah, we'll actually just add a little bit of warmth here. And when I'm adding something like this, I like to do a dynamic boost here. So I'll do maybe like a decibel boosted, and then well, never mind. I don't want to confuse you guys. Sorry, ignore that. So we'll boost this about like a decibel, 2 decibels up.
Now I don't know what these feelings are. Don't know anything anymore. Oh, you're lovely. Nothing's bubble up.
I actually really like that. And this song has a really bass-heavy boost, or bass-heavy drive to the track. So there's a pretty high probability that will clash with instrumental. But again, we're just mixing this in isolation. So remember, it's always important to mix your vocal with the instrumental. I'm just doing this to show you guys the fundamentals of vocal mixing. Hey, Yellow! Thank you so much for stopping by! Congrats to 200k Trickle. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm going to do a proper celebration stream after my concert. But right now, I don't have the time because I'm preparing for a live show. So thank you again. And yeah, I'll definitely do a 200k celebration stream. But thank you for the congrats. Anyway. Yeah, now that I think about it, I'm going to take away this boost here. Just to keep things simple, and I don't want to compete with instrumental. But anyway, moving on. Now we have a multi-band compressor, and this thing is just amazing. So I'm just going to let it play and show you. Just watch this graph. Watch this. Watch this graph.
Now I don't know what these feelings are. Don't know anything anymore. Oh, you're lovely. Nothing's bubble up into my throat.
So this is doing, it's reacting, it's bringing the volume down on certain frequencies on my voice in real time. It's not like an EQ where you're just subtracting frequencies, right? We're not subtracting the volume of frequencies. But instead, it's like a compressor mixed with an EQ to where it registers those frequencies and then it adjusts the volume of the track, right? Of your vocals. So for example, right? Let's just isolate. Let's solo this frequency.
Now I don't know what these feelings are. Don't know.
This is what would be referred to as a sculpting tool. So it's sculpting the sound of my voice in context of the mix of the song. So let's say that. Let me play this real quick. With the instrumental, check this out.
I don't know what these feelings are. Don't know anything anymore. Oh,
So when I turn this off, I'm going to turn this off right here. I'm going to bypass it. You're going to notice my vocals feel a little flat.
I don't know what these feelings are. Don't know anything anymore. Oh, you're lovely. Nothing's bubble up.
Well, it's very loud right now. Sorry about that. 1 second.
Don't know what these feelings are. Don't know anything anymore. Oh, you're lovely. Nothing's bubble up into my throat. Now I don't know what
So it's really flat feeling. But if we turn this on, check this out.
what these feelings are. Don't know anything anymore. Oh, you're lovely. Nothing's bubble up into my throat.
Boom. So you can hear it sounds a lot more dynamic to the track. It's a lot more lively. And that's because I've sculpted my sound here to really tame these low ends, bring my mids out a little bit more, because that's where a lot of the character, that's where all of the character of the voice is in your mids right here, right? And then I'm pushing down the high ends up here, right? This really high frequency range. I'm bringing that down because I don't like it to be harsh. You want it to be more warm.
Now I don't know what these feelings are.
Just for reference, I'm going to boost this up so you can hear what it sounds like if it was too harsh.
I don't know anything anymore. All your lovely nothings bubble up into my throat.
So now you hear that high end really opens up, but it becomes harsh. So I like to bring it down.
Now I don't know what these feelings are. Don't know anything
And I'm
anymore.
really just making my adjustments based on the EQ curve that you see show up right here.
All your lovely nothings bubble
My adjustments are built around that because I don't want to do this. I don't want to go
up into my throat.
and just dig into the frequencies because that's just going to suppress and mute the whole sound, and we don't want that, right?
Now I don't know what these feelings are.
So I like to keep it up here to give it some space before it kicks in, and it really just sculpts my voice. It doesn't really smush it down, but it sculpts it a bit, and it gives it a really nice, lively sound, and it makes it sound a lot more intimate with the track. Yo, Kaizix! Yo, Kaizix! Whoa! Dude, thank you so much! Thank you! Not much. But hey, hope you've been doing well, Trickle. Looking forward to your new cover of Iris Out. Iris Out! Combining one of my favorite JP artists, Kenshinezu, with my homie Trickle's cover. It'll be on loop. Also, get Homunculus plushie now! And thank you, and thy concert tickets. Yes. Scooty, yes. Sorry. Yes, get your Homunculus plushie now. What a good reminder. Because once they're gone, they're gone. But thank you so much, Kaizix, and thank you for the donation. Do I eat? No, I do not eat cats. No, I would never. No, I do not. Trickle, will you ever cover songs by VTubers like Hololive, Suisse? I do like Bibbidi Babbidi. I'm not sure though. Honestly, I'm trying to move forward now with originals, so covers are not on my radar right now. But I'm not opposed to it. It really just comes down to how well do I like the song, and will people watch the video? Will people watch it, and how well do I like it? So, anyway, that's the multi-band compressor. Then we're just back to oh what? Okay, my compressor, my fat filter plugins have been acting weird lately, but we'll just skip that. So after Pro MB, I add another compressor just to level things out, and then let me see here. I got this really nice plugin here. It's called Refinement.
I don't know anything anymore. All your lovely nothings bubble up.
And it has this really nice damping knob. Just super simple, right?
Up into my throat. Now I don't know what these feelings are. Don't know anything
And
anymore.
it kind of helps with that that high end, right? It kind of rolls that down and dampens it a bit. This is just a personal thing that I do for flavor. I like to dampen the sound a bit and then boost that really high end crispiness. And that's all this plugin is doing. I don't want to waste you guys' time on it. So then, this right here is a second. No, I did. No, I do purchase my plugins, but Fat Filter for some reason, whenever I downloaded the Pro Bundle Pack, so I bought Pro C2 by itself, and then I downloaded the Pro C2. It was like a bundle, and Pro C2 came with it. And for some reason, after I bought that bundle, it started interfering with my pre-existing license. And so now every time that I want to redo the license or use the plugin, every now and then I'll have to re-enter the license. And I don't feel like opening my email and going into my codes and getting it and plugging it. It's just a software error. Hopefully whenever I update my DAW, it'll stop doing it. But yeah, we're just going to skip that for now so we don't have to worry about it. Mog E4. This is an incredible plugin. Yes, it's called Mog. Mog EQ4. This is just an amazing plugin. This is what I like to put at the end for my final vocal polish, right? So check this out.
Anymore. All your lovely nothings
This is
bubble
without?
up into my throat.
And I'm just listening to it. I'm like, man, my vocals sound good where I want them, but I'm missing a little bit of warmth. So you'll see here it's affecting the 40 hertz area, the 160 hertz area, the low end, right? It's affecting this low end. But this is a different kind of EQ. It's not like these other EQs. There are different EQs for different jobs. And this one's like a polishing EQ. You put it on at the end. No, I hate Reaper, sorry. Oh, you're talking to me? Sorry. I thought you were talking to me. I was like, I hate that. But anyway, I like this because it's a polishing EQ, so it's very subtle and it's not very intrusive. So I've boosted some of the low end here. And then, that's really all I've done with this one for this song. So check this out.
Now I don't know what these feelings are. Don't know
Without,
anything anymore. All you
it's
love-
very subtle and you're probably not going to be able to notice it. But without it,
Now I don't know what these feelings are. Don't know anything anymore.
and then with it.
Now I don't know what these feelings are. Don't know anything anymore.
And when you get to hear the instrumental with it, it really adds just a body of warmth and clarity that I really, really like. But anyway, we're going to take a break from this. Oh, yeah. Well, next I need to talk to you about okay. We're about to take a break, sorry. My final mixing, the secret sauce of mixing, guys. This is the most secretest of all sauces, okay? So you see my preferred plugins, but now check this out. This right here is one of the most powerful plugins that I own. It's called Vocal Writer. And what it's doing is it's basically like you have a person that is taking your volume automation and just real time changing it like this, okay? It's as if they're going up and down on the volume, but it's all automated, okay? 1 second. And what I like to do is I like to set the range to about 3 decibels and negative 3 decibels. And this means that it's going to try to keep my vocal somewhere in between these two extremes, plus 3 dB and negative 3 decibels, right? Very, very nice plugin here. It's like the only Waves plugin that I actually adore. So what you can do is this thing called side chaining. And side chaining basically connects this track to respond to another track. So we're going to side chain my lead vocal here to the instrumental. And what that's going to do, is whenever the instrumental, whatever output and volume is coming out of the instrumental, my vocals are reacting to that in real time. So watch this. I've got it all linked up. Now watch this.
All your lovely nothings bubble up into my throat.
So you can see that it's boosting up like a lot right there. And the reason it's doing that is because of this here. This target volume threshold. So watch.
Now I don't know what these feelings are. Don't know anything.
So this yellow line is indicative. It's indicative of the instrumental's volume. Oops, sorry, of the instrumental's volume. So we're gonna want the vocals not to sit directly on top, not too far on top of the instrumental, but you want it to be buried in a little bit. So check this out.
Anything anymore. All your lovely nothings bubble up into my throat.
So as I've dug it in there, check it out.
Don't know what these feelings are. Don't know anything anymore. All your lovely nothings bubble up into my throat.
So you can hear that it's staying in this really nice pocket there. It's not getting too loud and it's not getting too quiet either, because this little vocal writer is constantly going up and down as it needs to stay within this target area. So that's a really, really cool plugin, and it really saves me a lot of time because I don't have to go through and manually automate everything. Shouldn't you have the vocal writer at the start of the chain? Some people do, but I actually like it at the very end of the chain, and I'm pretty sure that the instruction manual itself said very end of the chain. I can't remember. But I personally prefer it at the end of the chain. Just that's a personal thing. But you could put it either place you want it to. Let's see. はい、少し日本語です。僕はアメリカ人です。ごめんなさい。お腹がとても空いています。ハンバーガーください。So that's my answer to your Japanese question. Okay, anyway, so that's the ultimate secret sauce there. This is so good.
Don't know what these feelings are.
So we're going to take a break. Oh. No, we're about to take a break. I'm sorry, guys. So now we're going to talk about sins. And sins, what they do is, it's a great little side, it's like an effect, except it's not directly affecting your vocals. So you have a lot more freedom on how much is being mixed into your signal, right? For example, I have this beat delay. If I was to turn this all the way up, right, it would sound like this.
Stop it, stop it, stop it.
It would sound like this, sorry.
Why you so stupid? Screams a piece of me I lost along with my morality.
And we don't want that. At least not for this song. We don't want that. So what I've done is I put it on a send track instead of a lead vocal track. Or instead of a effects insert, I'm sending it onto a send. So now, check this out. I can do this.
Stop it, stop it, stop it. How are you so stupid? Screams a piece of me
I can mix it in.
along with my morality.
It can send in. You can mix it in just enough to give it that texture. And this is a good effect to do to make your vocals kind of stick out from the instrumental. It kind of separates it from the instrumental a bit, right? You can do the same thing with reverb, right? Here's reverb. Reverb and delay are not the same. They don't do the same thing. But you can hear. You can do the same thing with reverb, and it would sound like this.
Stop it, stop it, stop it. How are you so stupid?
But I don't want all of that sound, so you can just mix it down like this.
Stop it, stop it, stop it. How are you so stupid? Screams a piece of me I
Like right there.
along with my morality.
It's barely affecting it.
Darling, baby, darling.
But for this song, I actually completely turned off my reverb. I didn't want any reverb on this one except for in the chorus. But yeah, that's a really cool tool as well. Your send tools, if you're doing reverb or you're doing beat delay, do not put them directly on the vocals as a inserted effect. Put them on a send. Otherwise, your song's going to sound like doo-doo because your vocals are going to be way too busy and way too messy. So yeah, I'm going to go grab me some water, and I'll come back and we'll do a little bit of just chatting. And then I'm going to explain how I set up my harmonies, and then I'm just going to mix the song, and I'm going to spend a lot less time just talking about what I'm doing, but I'm just going to let you watch what I'm doing. Does that sound fine? Does that sound good? Oops. Sounds good? All right. Well, I'll be right back then. I'll be right back in just like 1 minute. Oh wait, I think I can. No, I can't. Okay, yeah, I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Had to get 2 whole things full of water. I'm still so thirsty. So I'm gonna try to watch my voice again. Gotta try to stay quiet. So that I can continue to talk to this live stream. So real quick, I do want to update you guys that oh, 1 second. Oh, someone just joined. People just joined. So for those who are just joining, I want you to know that so far we've only been doing a demonstration of the fundamentals of mixing. I haven't really begun mixing anything yet. I've just been showing you how I process my lead vocals, so far. Let's see here. But I do want to show you guys. Window capture. 1 second. So we have sold 271 limon so far. Thank you so much, especially to those who have started buying them during the live stream, because oh that's really clunky there. Oh, that's really messy. 1 second. Sorry, this window is super ugly. Right there. There we go. So I just want to show you guys real quick. We've got 271 sold. Whenever I started this stream, I had 267. So that's 67, 68, 97. That's 4. We've sold 4 during the stream. So thank you so much. And because of that, I actually have some surprises. We got to do 4 limon tortures. So 1 second. All right. So for the first one, let's say let's put him in the microwave. So this is to the person who bought that number 272. Oh. Yay! Thank you so much. Thank you so much. For number 273, we're gonna put limon in the hydraulic press. So thank you very much. For 274, I want to do that as well because I really like the hydraulic press one. So for 274, thank you so much. Yes, you can do this to your limon plushies, by the way. For 275, we're going to subject your limon to the peeler. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes, Sion. Actually, I will help you put your head under the hydraulic press. Thank you. Hey, Nazu, what's up? I haven't seen you in a while. What's up, man? Can we put Limon in a school and he gets a better future? No. But what we can do is that we can put him in a vehicle and see what happens. That's what happens. Sorry about that. Someone just asked a question. This is not mixing, bro. Anyway, you're right. So, for all of the additional plushie sales, thank you so much, guys. We're just going to spam these things real quick. Forearms, would you like to have a word with the plushie? Thank you very much. And then, to summarize all of the additional sales, for number... What are we on? For number 271. Okay, this is for you. I'm going to subject you to the entirety of Skibidi Toilet. Warms my heart. Ooh, I love that part! No way. No way! No! Oh, what a cliffhanger! Anyway, just a little bit of just chatting, though, will be fine. Where is... Boop, 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 boop. Go back. Here we are. So yeah, again, thank you very much. But anyway, let's talk just for a little minute. Let's just do a little bit of just chatting, and I'll go back to mixing. Haven't been able to catch up with chat in a while, so... Alright, that's segment. Do you play Genshin Impact? No, I do not. I tried to play it a few times, but it just... I couldn't get into it. It just did not grab me. Don't tell me Hoyo. When's the cooking stream? I have no idea. I'm trying to logistically think about that. It'd be really difficult because we don't have a cameraman. We'll find a way. Yes, the stream will still be available on my live stream tab after it's over. Yes. On a scale from 6 to 7, how good are you at Smash Bros? Definitely a 10, bro. I'm not even gonna. I don't like to glaze myself, but I'm definitely better than anybody in this chat at Smash Bros. Like legit. Nah, I'd say a 7. I'd say a 7. Cameraman wouldn't be that hard to find. No, a cameraman would be hard to find because I have performance anxiety in front of people. It's hard for me to be myself in front of people, especially just like a YouTube video. We could probably get a tripod or something. It's just that for a stream. Yeah, we figured it out. We figured it out. Dude, is anybody else just getting absolutely harassed by the YouTube ads? How did you learn how to mix vocals and produce music? Just self-taught. It's been a long. Okay, yeah, everyone else. I'm gonna see if I can turn that off because that's really annoying. Like every freaking 10 seconds, I'm just getting like bombarded by ads. Let me turn this off. How do I turn this off? Delay ads. Okay, that should have turned it off. It at least turned on a 10-minute cooldown. I don't think I can straight up turn it off from this dashboard, but whatever. Anyway, yeah, it's been 10 years that I've been working on it. I started my channel in 2015. Had no idea what I was doing. Didn't know how to sing. Didn't know how to mix. Didn't know anything. But for some reason, I just started it, and here we are. Here we are. I wanted to make kind of some videos that like show when I started versus now, right? And just so everyone can see that practice really does go somewhere. Like, practice is all it takes for you to get to where you want to be vocally. Like, honestly. What's your favorite cover that you've done and why? I'm really not sure. It's tough because, like, every cover that I do becomes my new favorite. So right now, Iris Out is my favorite. It's really hard. Let me see here. Let me see real quick. Go through some of my covers. Had a lot of fun on Retry Now. Had a lot of fun on Static. Had a lot. It's just that I only cover songs that I like and have fun with. So it's hard for me to say. I really don't know. I just looked through all my old covers and I'm like, man, I looked through all my covers and I wish that I could do them now that I know what I'm doing better. All I can hear are mistakes. Had a lot of fun on Ikaku. Ikaku was a lot of fun to work on. That's like when I really finally started to find myself on like how I like to produce. Ikaku is a pretty pivotal one for me, actually. Made a cosplay. Oh, Mori made a cosplay for my Static cover. That's awesome. That is so cool. If you're going to the concert, if you're going to my concert on October 31st, then you should totally show up in the cosplay. That'd be cool. Have I watched K-pop? Yes, I have watched K-pop Demon Hunters. Finally, I watched it with Zion, and it was, I don't know, it was okay. I feel like it's kind of way overhyped, but at the same time, it's really cool that something like that is getting as much traction as it is, because it's cool to see that industry is starting to go so mainstream. When I started covers, you know, it was like on the verge of becoming big, and now it's just gotten like huge. So even though it's K-pop, and I like J-pop way more, I'm just not a K-pop fan though. It's like I'm sure if it was J-pop Demon Hunters, I would be like, yo, that was the best thing I ever saw in my life. But yeah, maybe it's because it's K-pop. I'm just not much of a. I don't like the sound of K-pop. So it was okay. It was an okay movie. It was a pretty solid movie. Like, it wasn't really bad. There were some things that I feel like could have been better in terms of writing. But it's just not like I'm not going ballistic over it by any means. Attack asks, how did you strengthen your voice? I keep cracking my voice, so I don't know whether it's just my voice or whether I'm doing something wrong. Well, that's a difficult question for me to answer because I never went through a voice cracking phase for some reason. But everyone that I know, like everyone around me has. So I don't think you're abnormal for that by any means. It's a very normal thing. But for strengthening my voice, honestly, just remember that your voice is a vocal cord. Your voice is a muscle. You don't want to overdo it. Don't be pushing it. Don't be, you don't want to do anything to destroy that thing and hurt it. It's very thin and it's very sensitive and it's a muscle at the end of the day. And muscles only get stronger with gentle exercise over time. There's no shortcut. However, I'm a trumpet player and I have found that I believe that learning such good compression through playing trumpet, the technique required to play trumpet is very similar to vocal compression. And so I think that really helped me a lot, honestly. I've been thinking about that a lot this week, and I think that's it. How did you learn to be confident with your voice? That's something else that came over time, honestly. So, first of all, I used to be very, very insecure with my vocals, about my voice, because it's abnormal. I have a very abnormal sound. Especially, like it's like, if I'm on the phone, a lot of the times, and I use, like, my real voice, I talk like this, and I get called, like, ma'am a lot, like at the drive-thru, or on the phone. It used to really bother me. Now I think it's funny. But first of all, like, honestly, it's you guys. You guys played one of the biggest roles in me becoming very, very comfortable with my voice. This genre of music too, finding that my voice really fits Vocaloid and Utaite stuff. Like it's my favorite music, and my voice just so happens to be, like, perfect for it. I listen to a lot of, like, Mafu Mafu, and that, I don't know. It just really made me feel like, my voice kind of is built for this. And that really made it, that really meant a lot to me. It was a big breakthrough for me personally. And another thing, so it was finding this genre, starting to practice this genre, listening to other people like Mafu Mafu, right? And then you all being so encouraging of me to keep on going and keep singing was a big deal. And realizing, like, hey, these people don't think that my voice is, not everyone thinks my voice is stupid or annoying or silly or whatever. But you guys actually really like it, and that means a lot to me. And so those were two big defining things. But then I became a Christian a few years back, and learning that it doesn't matter if I'm singing in tune or how, quote unquote, good my voice is. My God died for me. Jesus Christ died for me. And he conquered sin for me. And he came back for the dead for my sake, right? Like he paid for my sins for me. He's already done that much for me. And then scripture goes on to say that, he intimately cares about me. First of all, he cares enough about me to die for my sins, which is crazy and amazing. And it makes me feel so loved, right? But on top of that, he intimately cares about my concerns and about hearing my voice. And so, again, he doesn't care about how in tune my voice is. But if I lift my voice up to my God in praise and singing to him, right? Like, he cares about that. And that's, no matter how bad my voice might sound, like even if the notes is out of tune, right? Like the world might say, that was a bad note. But I really do genuinely, truly believe that God hears that. And no matter how off key it is, if it's from my heart, it's a pleasing sound to the Lord. And that makes me feel so much better about my voice too. So it's really three things. It's the genre of music, it's you guys' support, and it's my faith. Those three things really played a huge role in me becoming comfortable with my voice. So I'm sorry that's a really long-winded explanation, but I have such a long history with feeling uncomfortable with my body and my voice, and that's led to and these things have really led to freedom in those things. So again, I hope that makes sense. Sorry, that's a lot. Nezu, it's so cool to see you here. What? Oh, been busy with school. Yeah, no joke. Keep on the grind, though. You're doing great. Trickle, what are your favorite anime, like top 5? You know, it's really difficult to answer that. I'm not a huge anime fan anymore because I'm so sick and tired of every anime being like, well, I can't even get into that, what I want to say. But like borderline illegal. It's like, dude, I just want to watch a show, dude. I'm so sick of this garbage. I'm sure you guys know exactly where I'm coming from. But but there are good ones. There are very good gems out there, obviously. But my favorite ones are they're old school ones, or they're older, so sorry. I know it's so cliche. But I really like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I really like Clannad. Clannad, oh my gosh. Clannad is so good. Probably my favorite is Clannad. Toradora. Of course, Dragon Ball, the whole series. You know, Dragon Ball Z. Oh my gosh. Dragon Ball. And then, yes, I'm sorry, Tech, but Death Note is in there. Death Note, well, Death Note, the first half. Okay, obviously, the first half. The first half is just so good, dude. But the first half outweighs the second half. No, I have not seen Erased. Those might be my top 5, I guess, right? Yeah, Death Note is just so, like, the writing, Death Note, I know it's cliche, but the writing is just so good. It's so good. And it's difficult for me to keep up with anime nowadays because I'm so busy. I'm so busy. I'm always either wanting to work on a cover or work on a song or work on a book. So it's like, it's hard for me to just, like, I don't even really play games much anymore. Like, I've yet to even touch Undertale, and somehow I've stayed away from, like, spoilers, and Omori. It's just that I don't have the time. And when I do have the time, I would rather be making something. I'm a workaholic, but I'm addicted because I love making things. I have not seen Bungo Stray Dogs, but everyone tells me to watch it. Oh, Naruto? Yeah, I'm on the original series still. I'm only on, like, season 2 or 3. Like, Orochimaru is trying to get his arm back, I think, the last time I was watching an episode. Trickle, when you're releasing your next Zones, I can't tell you because I'm under NDA, but sooner than you think. I've never watched K-drama. Favorite Vocaloid character design? That's a hard one. That's so difficult because it's like if I say Miku, that's so like normie, but Teto is also like just so over like saturated right now that I don't want to say Teto either. Not that, but honestly, Teto wouldn't be my favorite either though. Favorite design? Maybe Sand Planet Miku, just because of the sentiment and the nostalgia I feel with that. But I also really like the way that Giga tends to stylize his Rin and Len artwork. Those are pretty cool. I like the painted nails on Len. Those are pretty cool. I don't know. That's a really difficult one to answer, honestly. I definitely know that it's not Kaito. I don't like Kaito. I've never liked Kaito. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to all you Kaito fans, bro, but I don't get it. I don't get it. My favorite doll to use is definitely Studio One. That's the one I'm mixing on today during this live stream. But yeah, Studio One, because everything's so user-friendly, and it's just like drag and drop. Everything's drag and drop. I love that. Someone keeps mentioning TBHK. What is TBHK? TBHK. What is TBHK? Those big honking knees. Oh, Toilet Bound Hanako-kun. Okay, I have not watched it. I haven't even read the manga yet, but every time I go to Barnes & Noble, I'm just so mesmerized. Sorry. I'm so mesmerized by the art style. It's so squishy. Like, I want to touch it. You know what I mean? I like how it looks, but I haven't watched it. No way. Skibbity Toilet Bound Hanako-kun! Dude, I love it! I've got to watch it right away. Yes, I love Gaara. I love Gaara. He's so cool. But yeah, I really like Gaara. Anyway, guys. My throat's really starting to hurt really bad. So I want to get back to the mixing stream. I'm about to have to actually go get a refill of water real quick again. Oh yeah, Demon Slayer, duh! Okay, I love Demon Slayer, and I just saw the movie in theaters like 2 weeks ago. I love Demon Slayer, but I'm gonna be real, I'm not watching it for the writing. I like watching anime for the writing, and Demon Slayer is not one of those. But the animation, the visuals, and the combat is just unbelievable. So yeah, Demon Slayer is a confusing one for me because I love it, but I wouldn't put it in my top 5 or so just because the writing's not there. My favorite character in Demon Slayer, I can't believe it. I don't want to say it because I don't want any kind of spoilers. Oh my gosh, what's even his name? What is his name? One second. Akaza. Akaza's definitely my favorite. Definitely my favorite. But yeah, Akaza is definitely my favorite. Especially after the movie. It was so awesome. Let's see here. Let's die this world. I never actually watched Blackcatcher, but I do like the opening. Alright, so I'm going to get back into mixing now. Is that cool with you? Okay, we're gonna go back into mixing. 1 second. I'm going to put you guys in a BRB for like 1 minute. I'm gonna go fill up my water bottle again, and then I can actually use the bathroom. I'll be right back. Oh wait, real quick though. Pollister says, "Hi Trickle. My daughter and I have discovered you for about 2 months. I was wondering what your favorite cover is." Hey, thank you so much. Thank you for the support to both you and your daughter. God bless you both. Thank you. Someone else asked this earlier. I'm not really sure what my favorite cover is, and it's really difficult to answer because I only cover songs that I really, really love. And so I put my all into all of them, and I have such a good time with them that it turns out it typically winds up being like my favorite one is the one that I just did. So it's really hard to answer that. But Igaku is amongst the top of those. Igaku is a great one for me to really figure out what I like to do when I'm producing. So yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry that's not a satisfying answer, but it's just how I feel about it. It's really tough. But yeah, I'll be right back, guys. Be right back. I've got to go trickle real quick. I'll be right back. I'm just kidding. I'm back. So, real quick, Real quick. Let's get back into the mixing part of the stream then, shall we? Kona says, "Take me back. I don't want to be disowned anymore." Oh my gosh! You are fine. You are fine. Don't worry. You're not disowned anymore. You're not disowned. Nobody is disowned as long as they are subscribed. Ducky says, "Trickle, excuse me." Trickle, your voice can go. I don't know if that's a compliment or not. I don't know if that's a... Trickle, do you like music? No! Hate music. Alright, guys. Hey, you have a great evening, and thanks for stopping by. Alright, let's get back to mixing. Well, here we go. Uh-oh. Is that working? Wait, is that working right? No, it's not. 1 second. Oh, here we go. Sorry, guys. Alright. So now we are back to the fundamentals of mixing, right? Just a quick recap. We did our EQ, followed by our compression to normalize the audio, get it all equal. JJP vocals, just because I like it. Some saturation. De-essing to get rid of the S sounds. More EQ to clean up everything that we've done. Multiband dynamic compressor, which just adds some punch and some liveliness to the vocals. Another compressor to follow that up with. And then a final EQ to polish things. And then, of course, our super secret sauce, vocal writer. Okay, so now we're moving on to the harmonies, okay? Whenever I do a harmony, I literally just take all of these plugins, I literally just take the same exact chain, and I copy it onto my harmony track. With a few differences, okay? So, those differences being, on my EQ, I roll off more low end. I'm more aggressive on the low end cut, because you don't want a bunch of vocals competing for each other, right? And I'm going to keep things fairly simple moving forward. I'm afraid that I might have overcomplicated some things, and so this is going to be kind of a... I'm not going to show you my whole thing. I'm not going to have to explain everything, just so that way we can all understand. Everyone, I've got to go. I've been here for about an hour or two. It's been so fun. Bye, everyone, and have a good evening. See ya, kohane! Bye-bye! So for the harmonies, you're going to mix them just the same, just about, as your lead vocal, except you're going to cut out more low end. The compression stays the same. Whenever I put on JJP, I take this magic thing down, because I don't want all that to build up and be super, super sharp on your ears, right? Same de-esser, same compression, same multiband, like everything's the same, except anywhere that I boosted. Oh wait, I'm on the wrong. Yeah. Anywhere that I boosted on EQ, I'm going to subtract. Anywhere that I boosted, I'm going to subtract now, right? So, for example, over here, did we boost anything? No, we didn't boost. Anywhere that you boost in your EQ on the lead, you're going to want to subtract in that same frequency on the harmony, so that way you're not competing. You're not competing for space in the mix. Okay. Does that make clear? Is that clear? Does that make sense? And the reason you do that is because at the end of the day, you're dealing with frequencies and volume here, and you don't want those frequencies to be a problem for one another. So if you mold your harmonies around your lead vocal and cut out those frequencies that you boosted here, then it won't interfere. It's like subtracting, right? Does that make sense? Okay, I'm going to assume it makes sense. So, a big secret for getting your vocal mix just right. Let me mute the instrumentals. So I'm gonna just take this chain. So I take these same plugins and I just pop them onto every single harmony, right? So, for example, here's the chorus without any vocals before we mix them. The chorus before we mix the vocals. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh, whoops. Sorry. I gotta reset my audio driver. Freaking out on me. Alright, vocals before any processing.
Now I don't know what these feelings are. Don't know anything. Now I don't know.
Okay, sounds really boring. Vocals after processing. And this is the harmonies after some processing.
I don't know what these feelings are. Don't know anything anymore.
Oh, wait, what? Wait, what's cursed? Wait, what's cursed? Oh, the vocal. Oh, the background music. Sorry, guys. Thank you. Thanks for bringing it to my attention. Okay, so you're going to notice what's going on here is all these harmonies are in the left.
Now I don't know.
And that's because whenever I record... Well, sorry. I'm sorry this is becoming confusing, guys. So, I'm going to center this. Here's like a... I'm so sorry, guys. I've just suddenly lost my... I feel so distracted all of a sudden. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. I guess we've been going for about 2 hours, so... I'm not used to explaining these things. So right here, you can see these tracks are titled Octave. Octave L, right? So I record an octave, or what I like to do for my vocals, I like to actually make an authentic or a artificial octave because it gets this really cool texture. So check this out.
Stop it, stop it, stop it. How are you so stupid? Screams up it,
So that sounds really cool when it's underneath this.
Stop it, stop it, stop it. How are you so stupid? Screams at me.
That's a really cool texture. I like that. So I have this octave. This harmony track is exclusively for my octaves. And now here's one of the biggest secrets here. So I used to go through and record every single harmony over and over and over again. And it would just take a lot of time because I would have to record, stop it, stop it, stop it. How are you so stupid? Screams at peace. And then I'd record it. So for example, let me go to, let me just record this in real time and show you what I mean. One second. Okay. Let me just do this in real time and show you what I mean. So I used to have to go like this.
Into my throat. Boom. Both eyes open, bubble up into my throat. Boom.
Both eyes open wide as I'm watching hell unfold. Whatever, right? It's not that great. It doesn't need to be great right now. I can't really punch it like I'd like to because my voice hurts from talking so much.
Both eyes open.
So I would record it once like that, right? And then let's say I'd make another track. And then I record it again, right? Like this.
Bubble up into my throat. Boom.
Both eyes open wide as I'm watching hell unfold. Whatever. It doesn't have to be perfect. This is just for demonstration, right? Just for demonstration purposes. So this harmony, this doubled up harmony, right? And this one's labeled double because it's just a double of the lead vocal. And if they're slightly imperfect, like those two takes are very imperfect. Because my voice is tired, right? But it's okay for them to be a little bit imperfect because it's going to create some cool textures. For example, let's just isolate these, real quick.
Both eyes open wide as I'm watching hell unfold.
So it adds some cool texture, right? So everything's not just cut and dry. But anyway, what I used to do is I used to go through and I used to record over and over and over again like that. And sometimes that's a good thing to do if you want really, if you want very varied performances, if you want a lot of texture like that. But I find in the Vocaloid sphere of this kind of music, this really processed, hyper perfect music, what I like to do is I'll record one harmony. For example, let's see, what's this one?
Now I don't know what.
So, right here.
Now I don't know what these feelings are.
Oh, here we go. Let me go chorus or center. Sorry. So here's the harmony by itself.
Now I don't know
Oops.
what these feelings
Sorry.
are.
So here's the harmonies by itself.
Now I don't know what these feelings are. Don't know anything anymore.
And so you can hear that I processed those because the more in tune that your harmonies are, the more like laser beam it's going to sound. So these have been, you know, I sing this note wrong.
I don't know what these feelings are. Don't
And sometimes I'll do that intentionally to add this cool texture. But if it sounds bad on the recording, just re-record it and then you can adjust the tuning. But sometimes it's cool to do a super like artificial sound like that for a cool texture. But that's just stuff that you learn over years of mixing, right? But anyway, remember, these are harmonies, right? We can't just pin all we can't just throw all of our harmonies right down the middle. Otherwise, it's going to sound like this.
Now I don't know what these feelings are. Don't know anything anymore. All you
Like you got everything competing for the center. So what we do here is panning, right? You see this little slider over here? If I bring this all the way left, right? Now you're going to hear this harmony in the left ear. Listen.
Now I don't know what these feelings are. Don't know anything anymore. All you
So now we've got a left harmony. And instead of re-recording this harmony, what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate the track, right? I'm going to make a copy of this track. We're just going to call this one R, okay? Track number R, or track number R, track R. And so now I'm going to come up here and I'm going to put it into my right ear, okay? And then I'm going to bring the volume down just a little bit because we don't want these copies to be the same volume. So this one's at negative 8 decibels. This one's at negative 10 decibels. Now watch this. I'm going to copy this. And then I'm going to zoom in and I'm just going to offset it a little bit, right? Now listen to this. I'm going to offset it just a little bit. Now listen.
Now I don't know what these feelings are.
Now you hear it in the left ear and the right ear, right? Now check this out. You can go into this, you can either do this in Melodyne if you want, which is a vocal tuning software. But my DAW, and your DAW should have this too, it's a slight, you can change the tuning. So like, for example, I can make this 50 cents sharp, or 15, I like to do about 15 to 20 cents sharp, right? Now listen.
Now I don't know what these feelings are. Don't know anything anymore.
So it adds some variation, so you're not just getting a carbon copy. Now let's put the lead vocal back in and see what that sounds like.
Now I don't know what these feelings are. Don't know anything anymore. All you
Very, very nice. Very, very nice. It begins to fill out the sound, right? It's in your left ear and your right ear. So what you do, you make a copy, you put it in the right ear, you put one in the left ear and the other in the right. You offset it just a little bit. And then you change the cents. You just make it about 20 cents sharp, right? Waves Doubler does a good job too, but I find them I find it very limiting for me. It's a lot easier for me to just have a separate track because every now and then I might want to actually key in real quick, just record an actual double instead of relying on waves. So we're gonna go ahead and copy this track as well. We're just gonna go ahead and copy all of our harmonies and do the same thing. Let me just do this real quick. So now we've got two harmonies.
Now I don't know what these feelings are. Don't
Okay. And then we've got a third harmony here. Gonna go ahead and copy this. Yeah, I do not use auto-tune. I do use Melodyne, but it's not necessary. I like to do it to polish things. Melodyne is a nice vocal tuning software, but it's not auto-tune. There's a difference in the two programs. I do like to use Melodyne for fake harmonies, only if they're octave doubles. Otherwise, I hate the sound of fake harmonies. I record mine, unless it's doing something like this.
watch my love for you.
Oops, sorry. Unless it's something like this, I like this sound effect.
Watch my love for you, you found these utterings.
Right, that.
Watch my love for you, you found these utterings.
I really like that super fake sound right there. It sounds really cool. But I only do that for octave doubles. Anyway. So here we are. So now we've got a whole bunch of tracks, right? We've got octave left, octave R. So this is one for each ear, right? Left ear and right ear. And And you don't want your duplicate tracks to be at the same volume. You want one to be a little bit quieter than the other. Otherwise, you're going to be competing for headspace. You don't want that. Double L. So we'll make this one our double R. And these specific harmonies here are me re-singing the lead vocal just a little less perfectly. Anyway, here we go. Accent L. Let me go ahead and duplicate these. And do our little trick here where we detune them. Okay, sorry for not really fully... I hope that makes sense. If anybody has any questions, let me know. But I'm trying to just kind of move through it at this point because my throat hurts so bad. So now let's listen to the chorus now that we have all the harmonies there, right?
Now I don't know what these feelings are, don't know anything anymore. Oh, you're lovely, nothing's bubble up into my throat. Boom, both eyes open wide as I'm watching you unfold. You're my one and only answer, baby, hold me close.
So there we are. That's after all the processing. I actually realized that I accidentally cut out.
What these feelings are, don't...
That should not have happened. I need to re-record that harmony after my voice heals. But these feelings are pop, pop. Yeah, I need to re-record. My voice is so shot right now, I can't do it. But anyway, so we've got that. So now, we need to add our delay. Remember, our delay and our reverb? I had it turned off. I like to have delay and reverb on the chorus. Check this out.
I don't know what these feelings are, don't know anything.
So when you have that going on, it adds some... Oh, yeah. Sorry, I forgot to mention something very important. So I have all of my harmonies now, right? And they sound pretty fine. They sound pretty good as they are. Here's the harmonies by themselves.
Now I don't know what these feelings are, don't know anything anymore.
They sound alright. They sound pretty good. But this is very important here. I'm going to take all of these harmonies, and I'm going to add them to what's called a bus track. And now whatever I do to this bus track is going to affect every single harmony at once. Okay? So what I like to do here is just add some EQ to clean things up. Pro Q. So I like to add some EQ just to clean things up.
I don't know what these feelings are, don't
So we're going to cut about 150.
anything anymore. Oh, you lovely, nothing's but... Now I don't know what these feelings are, don't know
We're going to sweep. Remember about sweeping?
Oh, you lovely, nothing's but... Now I don't know what these feelings are, don't know anything anymore. Oh,
So there's a lot of buildup here.
now I don't know what these
So we're going to cut that.
anything anymore. Oh, you
There's a lot of...
know what these feelings are,
You hear all that buildup there. So we're going to cut that buildup out. Boom.
don't know anything anymore. Oh,
Much cleaner now. And so now since it's a lot cleaner, it's not going to be competing with the lead vocal. Check it out.
now I don't know what these feelings are, don't know anything anymore. Oh, you
Already sounds way better. Way better. So now another important thing to do is we're going to put compression on all of these vocals at the same time as well. And you don't have to go crazy with the compression because all of these are already being compressed individually. So I just like to take my LA2A. Where is that thing? What's it called? It's the U80. Okay, so I like to just take my LA2A compressor. Here it is. And I like to just, remember, you don't need much, just to reduce the decibels to about 1 to 3,
I
again.
don't know what these feelings are, don't know
Actually, 3 to 5 would be good.
anything anymore. Oh, you now I don't know what these feelings are.
So you see, this is reducing it to around 3 to 5 decibels.
Don't know
That's what
anything
Yeon is
anymore.
showing us.
Oh, you now I don't know what these feelings are, don't know anything anymore. Oh, you now
And so now that keeps everything really nice and tight. Now, do you guys remember that one plugin, Vocal Writer? The one that keeps your vocal in a good volume with the instrumental? Well, that's why it's such an important... The reason it's such an important plugin is because now you could also put it onto your harmonies and sidechain it to your lead vocal. Check this out. Check this out. -3. So this is going to make sure that everything stays in a good range. And watch.
Now I don't know what these feelings
This yellow bar is the volume level of my lead vocal, right?
Now I don't know what these feelings are. Don't know.
So we're gonna put this right below. That way, what's happening now is all of my vocals, all of my harmonies are staying right below, right beneath the lead vocal. That way you're not getting competition. Check it out.
No anything anymore. All you. Now I don't.
I just came up with this technique. I just started doing it. I think of my last cover. I think I started doing it on Retry now, and it's a miracle worker. It's such a great plugin.
Now I don't know what these feelings are. Don't know.
So now, we've got the processing that I want on my harmonies. Now what I like to do is I'm going to take, remember our reverb, we have some reverb here on the lead vocal. I like to use the same reverb. That way all the vocals sound like they're in the same space. This kind of depends on the song. So we're just going to put this reverb on the vocal bus send. And your harmonies are always going to have more reverb than your lead, okay? Because remember, reverb kind of pushes the sound back. It pushes it far away a little bit, pushes it back. So check this out. Now that we've put some reverb on the harmonies, here's how it sounds.
Now I don't know what these feelings are. Don't know anything anymore. All you. Now I.
So it just really blends everything together really well. Really blends everything. So let me now start playing with the instrumental, because I'm sure you guys want to hear the instrumental. Hear it with the instrumental, I mean. So we got our instrumental, and remember our lead vocal is routed to it with the vocal writer. So anyway, check it out. Now that sounds a little dull to me. I'm gonna add some beat delay. Remember, it was this thing. I'm gonna add some of that beat delay to really make it poke out of the mix more. And I'm gonna add some reverb as well. So check it out. Let's see here. Sounds a little quiet to me. Why is it sounding quiet? 1 second, guys. Sounds a little bit quiet to me. So I'm going to try to kind of just do my own thing for a minute. And if you guys have any kind of questions and you want me to stop and explain what I'm doing, just let me know. Right now I'm just automating vocal. Oops. What did I just do? Ah! Right now I'm just automating all of the vocal levels. So here we go. So I'm hearing that there's too much reverb going on.
Stop it, stop it, stop.
Where's that coming from?
Stop it, stop it, stop.
Okay, it's coming from my harmonies. So you can hear that too. Stop it, stop it. It's like really noisy. So we're gonna cut down the reverb a bit. And you can do that. Let me go back to the chorus real quick to dial in my settings that I want.
I don't know what these feelings are. Don't know anything anymore. All you. Now I don't know what these feelings are. Don't know anything anymore. All you lovely nothings bubble up into my throat. Now I don't know what these feelings are. Don't know anything anymore. All you lovely nothing.
Okay, I like that a bit better. So now we're going to, and remember guys, whenever you have reverb, roll off your low ends, because that reverb is going to build up a lot of low end. It's going to muddy up your voice. So just, this is an EQ, just roll off that low end and it'll clean up your reverb a lot. Yo, Kismet, thank you so much for the donation. You're so amazing, dude. How do you even translate English lyrics to English so well? Thank you so much. I've been studying Japanese for many years. And I like to use it. I like to use that as a means of creating accurate, faithful trans lyrics, but also just familiarity with the language helps me to really, you know, instead of doing like a phrase by phrase translation, I like to try to translate. I like to try to find a balance between the meaning of the line, like the feeling of the line, and the line itself. Because if you go too literal, the translation becomes stiff. But if you go too interpretive, then the translation becomes kind of lost. It becomes kind of too far away. So just studying the language and practice makes perfect, really. You kind of find a balance of, do I like this to be more literal or do I like it to be less literal? And sometimes I'll just find a line that doesn't translate into English well at all. So again, just having that familiarity with the languages. Sometimes, you know, an English audience wouldn't really understand. Sometimes you'll run into a weird line where there's not really an English equivalent. So I just take artistic liberties in those spaces and put in more of I lean more into like, what is this trying to invoke? What is this trying to say? But it's really something that you find as an artist as you practice, right? Practice more. Anyway, let me get back to the harmonies here.
Stop it, stop it, stop it. How are you so stupid? Screams that beat.
Okay, I'm not really happy still. So I like where the reverb is on the harmony, on the chorus, but I'm not a fan of where it's at on the verse. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to automate this. 1 second. Okay. I'm going to automate this to where it only affects the reverb send that I have on my vocals. Okay. So I'm going to bring that down a bit to maybe 25. Okay. Here we go. Let's see what this sounds like. It should sound a lot better. Okay, 1 second.
Stop it, stop it, stop it. How are you so stupid? Screams that piece of me.
That's perfect.
Along with my morality. Darling, baby, darling. Got me going crazy, living giddy on the daily. That's just my philosophy. Look into my eyes, you to reach that. Deadly as the devil.
So I personally feel like the vocals are a little bit loud here. So let me change this a bit.
Stop it, stop it, stop it. How are you so stupid? Screams that piece of me. I lost along with my morality. Darling, baby, darling. Got me going crazy.
That's better.
On the daily. That's just my
So all I did right there, I felt like I was a little bit loud on the vocals, so I just tucked it down a little bit more behind the instrumental.
philosophy. Look into my eyes, you to reach that. Deadly as the devil, losing my mind. Had no delusion, right before I knew it. Maybe there's a magic in the way that you lie. Sick of feeling lost, like you're the one to blame. Burning, burning, but I love it when you enter my veins. Watch my love for you.
You know what?
Deadly as the devil, losing my mind.
I feel like the harmonies are a little quiet here, so let me boost the volume on this section.
Tell me I lost along with living giddy on the daily. That's just my philosophy. Look into my eyes, you to reach that. Deadly as the devil, losing my.
So this is a strong tool. This is called automation, and this is going to bring all of your mixes to life. So what I'm doing is I'm programming it to, at this part of the song, my harmony bus, all of my harmony volume is going to come up 2 decibels, right? Check it out.
Look into my eyes, you to reach that. Deadly as the devil, losing my mind. Had no delusion, right before I knew it. Maybe there's a magic in the way that you lie.
I also feel like
Look into my eyes, you to reach that. Deadly as the devil, losing my. Look into my eyes, you to reach that. Deadly as the.
I feel like this part's a little bit quiet. So let me bring up the volume on just this track. Just this track needs to come up. We're going to say -8. Ah! It did it again, sorry. We're going to bring these tracks up a bit. Let's see here. That might be fine.
Look into my eyes, you to reach that. Deadly as the devil, losing my mind.
Okay, yeah. And I want these specific harmonies to poke out more,
You to reach that. Deadly as the devil, losing my.
because I feel like that's really boring. So check this out. What we're going to do is we're going to do a event effects, and this is my favorite thing to do ever. I love this. So I'm going to take this EQ, and I'm just going to do this. Check this out. Check this out. Add some texture.
Look into my eyes, you to reach that. Deadly as the devil, losing my mind. Look into my eyes, you to reach that. Deadly as the devil, losing my mind. Look into my eyes, you to reach that.
And I'm going to do that same effect on both of these. Check this out.
Look into my eyes, you to reach that. Deadly as the devil, losing my mind. Had no delusion, right before I knew it. Maybe there's a magic in the way that you lie.
So just add some nice texture on that part. I really like that. So we're going to keep that there. I'll go back and adjust this stuff a little bit later too. But I don't want to bore you guys at that. Okay. So now moving forward.
Losing my mind. Had no delusion, right before I knew it. Maybe there's a magic in the way that you lie.
Baby, there's a magic in the way that you lie.
Right
So yeah, I feel like this could use a little bit more punch. So I'm actually gonna record real quick on this harmony track. Check this out. Or on this accent track, I think. Yeah. On this harmony track.
Baby, there's a magic in the way that you lie.
So I'm gonna just key that in real quick. I'm gonna do another one right here.
Baby, there's a magic in the way that you lie.
Like that.
Baby, there's a magic in the way that you lie.
I don't know. That's too much airiness. Hold on.
Baby, there's a magic in the way that you lie.
So kind of bring that out with a clear.
Baby, there's a magic in the way that you lie.
Yeah. Okay.
Baby, there's a magic in the way that you lie.
So let's see what that sounds like.
Baby, there's a magic in the way that you lie.
Yeah, just help it pop a little bit right there. I think that's nice. Let's put these up here. Yeah, there we go. Check it out. So just doing that double, that's what a double is. That double, boom, it helps it pop a little bit more. Baby, there's a magic in the way that you lie. Isn't so bland anymore. It's got a little bit more liveliness on it.
Sick of feeling love sick, you're the one to blame. Now I don't know what these feelings are, don't know anything anymore. All your lovely nothings bubble up into my throat. Both eyes open.
Okay, so there's not enough dissonance going on here. I need to adjust this a bit.
Now I don't know what these feelings are, don't know anything anymore. All your lovely nothings bubble up into my throat. Both eyes open wide as I'm watching hell unfold.
Okay. Ah, no wonder. LR, 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 LR. Oh, R. Here we go. Sorry, some of my harmonies weren't panned properly. I had to fix that real quick.
Now I don't know what these feelings are, don't know anything anymore. All your lovely nothings bubble up into my throat. Both eyes open wide as I'm watching hell unfold. You're my one and only answer, baby, hold me close.
So I've got a lot of work to do still. I'm going to do that off camera. But yeah, I hope that this has been a good stream for you guys. I don't want to go on too much longer. But I really wanted to show you just kind of the basics, right? These are really basic things. Let me go ahead and swap over, actually. So this is a separate project file that I made just for this live stream. Never mind. Darn. Yeah. Man. Okay, if it's starting to lag, we'll just end it here. I think my computer's getting really hot because it's like 80 degrees in my closet. But yeah, look forward to the full video. Oh, it's not done? It's okay? Are we good? Are we fine? You know what? Let me just try to see if this will even run. It might not run.
Why are you so stupid?
No, this is not gonna run. Let me try boop, 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 boop. Let me try that.
So stupid, crazy.
Yeah, here we go. So let me show you guys real quick. Before I go, this is my actual final project. This is what it looks like when I'm actually done with the song. There's a lot of editing here that you've seen that's gone into it. This is several hours of work. Like, a lot of work. I probably put about 20 hours into this cover. So, just to give you guys a little preview, you guys can give this a listen, and then we'll end the stream there. And I just, again, want to thank you all so much for coming out. So, this is the real way that I do things. I gave you the watered-down version, right? There's a lot of changes between this one and that one, but I didn't want to make things too complicated for you guys. But anyway, yeah, check this out. The cover should be coming out next Friday. I could put it out sooner, but I really like Fridays for release days, so it should be coming out to streaming and YouTube both on next Friday. So look forward to that. And yeah, we'll listen to a little bit of this, and then we'll end the stream, okay? Does that sound fine? All right.
the magic in the way that you lie. Sick of feeling low, sick, you're the one to blame. Burning, burning, but I love it when you enter my veins. Watch my love for you spew from these arteries. Now I don't know what these feelings are. Don't know anything anymore. All you're lovely, nothing's bubble up into my throat. Boom. Both eyes open wide as I'm watching hell unfold. You're my one and only answer, baby. Hold me close. Darling, 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 darling. Okay, could you break even if I died? Playing by
All right, I'm gonna leave it there. I don't want to. I would love to show you all, but the full version's on Patreon, and I don't want to give that to you guys for free since they're paying for that. Yeah, the audio's out on Patreon as well as the acapella. Let's just listen to the chorus again real quick without the instrumental.
stuff you from these arteries.
Let me start from
When
here.
you enter my veins,
Let me start from here.
you're the one to blame. Burning, burning, but I love it when you enter my veins. Watch my love for you spew from these arteries. Now I don't know what these feelings are. Don't know anything anymore. All you're lovely, nothing's bubble up into my throat. Boom. Both eyes open wide as I'm watching hell unfold. You're my one and only answer, baby. Hold me close, darling, darling.
So yeah, thank you guys so much for the glaze too. You guys are crazy. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Wait, the raw vocals? Yeah, the raw vocals are out. I put them out the same time that I put out the full version. Thank you guys so much for watching. I did forget to mention on the Harmony bus.
I don't know what these feelings are. Don't know anything anymore.
To make things sound more organic, put your saturation on the Harmony bus, not on each individual track. That'll glue everything together. And then I like to put a little bit of flanger. And what this does is it sounds like this.
I don't know what these feelings are.
Gives it a little bit of movement, but I just mix it in there barely.
I don't know what these feelings are.
It's a very subtle thing that spices up your harmonies. But anyway, I've gone on long enough, sorry. Real quick, guys, let me ask you, do you think you'd like me more so walking through? I feel like this took such a long time to walk through everything, right? And I get it, it's because it's the first time I've done it. But would you guys rather in the future me walk through like this when I do mixing streams? Or would you rather just watch me work and I just go through it at my pace and get it dialed in the way I want it to? Is there a preference? So a little bit of both, maybe. Answering questions if needed, otherwise at your own pace. Good idea. Good idea. It's just tough whenever you have so many people that pop in and stuff that you have to catch up. You know what I mean? So yeah. So cool. Yeah, maybe I'll do a little bit both. Somewhere in the middle. Yeah, I think somewhere in the middle is good then, because this one was very handholdy. But I'm aware that a lot of you guys have never even seen a doll before, so like I really want to kind of lay out the basics. I know that was a lot, but for those of you who are learning and making your own covers, don't worry about all these plugins. What you need to worry about is EQ, compression, and putting your reverb and delay on a vocal send, on a send. Those are the biggest deals for you. EQ, compression, and vocal send, reverb send, sorry. So learn those things, and from that is your foundation, right? And you'll build on that foundation. You don't want to just jump in and be overwhelmed. Just build on a foundation. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me swap over to just chatting. It's very easy to get... Oh yeah, I see the stream stuttering. Yeah, it really is more simple than you think it is. I've been doing it for a long time, and I found systems that work for me. Everyone's system's a little bit different. Some are simpler than others. I'm probably a bit more... I'm probably a little too obsessed with the finer details and stuff, but that's just the way that I like to work. I like to really be fully satisfied before I'm done with it, so... Yeah, don't make it too stressful, just have fun, and remember, you've got to start somewhere. So start on the foundations, reverb, EQ, and compression. Alright, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you so much for the congrats as well. 200k is crazy. Remember, the homunculus plushie will only be available for like a week and a half longer, so get it while you can, and it's gone forever. See you guys. God bless you all, and thank you so much for the support again. Have a good night. Now I don't know what these feelings are, don't know anything anymore. All you lovely nothings bubble up into my throat. Nah, I'm sorry. See you guys.